Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. It's Grand here, back with another video for you. You know, the last one got some pretty good traction where I spoke about how living in the moment is a scam. So, I want to thank you for that, and I want to extend a warm welcome first off to all the new subscribers. It's very exciting to see the channel growing. So, without further ado, let's jump right into another one, guys. And today's topic is why you must stop being a villain. I use the term villain here loosely, of course, but I want to use it, and I think it's appropriate here because you all know what I mean when I say villain, right? It's the person in the story who's opposite the protagonist, who's not taking actions which are honorable, but instead has thrown their sense of morality to the wayside in the pursuit of their own frivolous, self-serving goals, right? And often in these stories, the villain appears to have a lot of power, in the beginning at least, because they don't have to abide by the confines of morality. This is important because I see life as the ultimate choose-your-own-adventure game, where with each passing day, you will have opportunities to orient yourself towards the good and the honorable, or towards the dark and decrepit. And as you move through life, you make these decisions, and then your character, that's you, begins to take the form of these actions. So what does being a villain look like in today's modern society? Obviously, you're not going to be out there in a black robe, riding around on horseback, terrorizing the innocent, chopping off heads, pillaging villages, all that stuff, right? But yet, many people are still living a villainous lifestyle, and it's simply taken a new form. You see, the modern battle between good and evil is now taking place in your minds and your spirits, because society today offers you every cheap thrill you could ever imagine, whether it's porn, alcohol, drugs, the ability to be lazy and slothful all day long for long periods of time. Any vice you can think of with minimal effort is yours to obtain. And many are taking this path. They're opting out of doing anything difficult and instead accepting the little trinkets that are dangled in front of them. But why not, right? Why not simply take the easy path in life? And there's many reasons, but I'll put it as clearly as I can. You have a subconscious mind that knows exactly who you are. The subconscious mind is based in reality. Deep, real reality. Not just what you think and wish, but what actually is. And this subconscious mind, or maybe you could call it a soul, whatever you want to call it, knows the real truth buried deep beneath your ego, right? It knows ultimately who you've been, what you've been acting like. It knows ultimately that you've been a lazy piece of shit, right? It knows you've been living life from a foundation of fear over courage. It knows that you've been living dishonorably and that you harbor secrets, that there's a person you'd like to be who you're not being. And it's influencing the way you see yourself. And it's not going to let you get away with living like a degenerate without severe consequences. It's the law of equivalent exchange, my friends. E equals MC squared. You cannot act and live like a degenerate without feeling deep down inside, no matter how much you try to cover it up with whatever numbing agent of your choice, like a degenerate. It's going to follow you, and it's going to color your life, and you must begin to break away while there's still time. I'll put it like this, say that you have a family gathering coming up, a bunch of friends and acquaintances that you haven't seen for a while, and you're actually going to go, right? You're actually going to go this time. You're not going to skip it like you always do because, that's the easy decision, and you always make the easy decision, right? No, you're actually going to go this time. And you have a choice of two versions of yourself that you could send to said gathering. You have version A, who's taken the honorable path through life for the past year. You've been resisting the easy vices. You've been staying in shape. You've been slaying your demons. You've been pursuing your higher purpose. You've been living like a man with honor and creed who says, even though it would appear easier to live life like a degenerate, I will not give in, and I will battle these base desires if I have to. You can send that version of yourself. Or you have option B, version B, the version of yourself who's been boozing, giving in to vices, who's let himself get terribly out of shape, who's been living like a loser, just been doing nothing but living like a lazy degenerate, just sitting around home, watching hours and hours of hentai anime porn, right? Which version of yourself would you like to send to this gathering? I'm going to ask you this. To have to, face other people. I'll tell you this bluntly, so it's very easy to understand for you guys. You cannot watch hours and hours of hentai anime porn per week and then expect to be able to go out and look other people in the eye. A lot of you guys are really just overcomplicating this stuff. Deep down, deep down, because of your actions and the way that you've been living your life, you are ashamed of yourself, and you should be. If you weren't, it would be even worse. That would be extremely concerning, right? This is why, even if you prefer to look at things from a selfish perspective, you must stop living like a villain. You are boning yourself in the ass. And while it may seem like you are taking the easy path, nothing is for free, my friends. Nothing is for free. You pay your debts somehow. And this is interesting, right? Because a lot of people these days say that they suffer from some sort of anxiety when they're around others. They're scared to go out in public, and they're scared to socialize, right? And I want you to think of things in a different direction. I want you to think of things in a different light. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe that is not just happening for no reason at all, and that if you weren't living a life that you were low-key ashamed of, you would be far less anxious, right? Of course you're anxious socially. Of course you're anxious around girls, or you're anxious around people of like higher status than you, because you know, maybe if you haven't even actually, the thought hasn't crossed your head, once again, that subconscious part of you that you don't want to explore because it actually harbors the real truths. You know that once these people peel back that thin veneer that you've draped over your pitiful, shameful existence, and that they're gonna find a loser at best, or a monster at worst. And this is why you just have to start being honest with yourself and start making changes, guys. This is the reason why I say you must stop living like a villain. You must start making the right decisions, even if it's a case where nobody can see it. Maybe you're walking down the street and there's like some old lady that's struggling with her groceries and stuff. I feel like a lot of people have just become soulless these days, and they just walk right past that. That should be like a great opportunity for you. Should be jumping at that opportunity to help another person, because it's going to make you feel good at the end of the day. It's going to resonate with your soul. It's going to help you to create this self-image of yourself, of a person you are proud of. And imagine if you went to this gathering and you were doing all the right things. You had a bunch of cool stuff. You were overcoming all these challenges, and you had a lot to show for yourself. I don't think that people would have this anxiety if that was the case. If you were killing it in life, I think when you are killing it in life, you get excited to be around other people, because instead of being ashamed and harboring shame deep down, you know that you are being the man, and you actually get excited. You want to be around other people, because you when you're killing it, you can't wait to talk about it. You can't wait to tell people, yeah, look at this thing I did, look at this cool thing I did, look at this cool thing I did. The reason I think so many people have this social anxiety is because they're not doing anything, and they know it. So begin to live life like the hero, guys. You want to wake up each day, you want to look in the mirror, you want to say, I am a man who's trying his best. And while I may have failed in the past, I've learned from my failures, I'm improving upon my failures, and I am now a man who I can honestly say is doing his best. And here's the thing, guys. You have a major opportunity here, because the tree that can grow the highest towards the heavens often has roots stretching deep down towards the darkness. And the reason, personally, I can speak on a lot of the things I do, and it resonates with a lot of you guys, even though I'm just a voice behind Elden Ring gameplay, is because you can tell that I'm being genuine, and that's because I've lived plenty of my life not living up to my potential. I've been living plenty of my life taking the easy route, living like a degenerate. It's true. I have firsthand knowledge that it's just not the right way to go. And, if I had been Mr. Perfect my entire life, right, this channel wouldn't really exist. And I'd never have the perspective that I do. So you guys have a big opportunity. You see, in a lot of ways, like I said, your life is like a story playing out in front of your eyes. And, when I say you have an opportunity, that's because while you may be living deep down in the darkness right now, the best stories are stories of redemption, right? Where a seemingly insurmountable evil is ultimately thwarted by the light. So it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys to make this story happen, and I hope you do. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did and you'd like to support me, I'd really, really appreciate it if you could like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And guys, I'm not asking for anything crazy, but if you could please follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. The link is in the description. That would be a huge help to me, because I'd like to grow my following there. It seems like that platform is really evolving, and they're bringing in more video stuff. They're bringing in a lot of cool features, and I think it would be really beneficial to helping get the message out there if I could grow that channel, grow that profile over there as well. So if you guys would like to do something completely free of charge that would really help me out, it would be to head on over to X and follow me there. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you again very soon. Later.